everybody, it's Ira Bowman, founder of Bowman Digital Media, asking you a simple question. Would you like to supercharge your networking skills? Well, if you would, in person or online or both, you are in the right place. I've just written a blog, link down in the comments, of course, on Bowman Digital Media that will help teach you how to do each. Or you can just watch the video here and I'll talk about it. First, I'm going to talk about the online tips. Then I'm going to get to the in-person tips. Why? Well, most networking right now is done online. So first and foremost, when you are on social media, when you are networking online, you want to keep your comments positive and professional. You want to be polite. Why? Well, not everybody understands your humor. If they don't know you yet, and they're just coming at a comment or they're hearing something that you're saying and it comes off snarky or sarcastic or whatever, they might think that you're a jerk. You may not be a jerk, but you don't want to come off as one. It's okay to use sarcasm. It's just not okay to do it in a social media setting or in a networking event where people don't quite know you yet. You gotta be careful. So just to minimize any problems, be nice. People like it. You'll come off looking good and you'll make friends easier. Be polite, be polite, be polite. Okay. Number 2, I want you to check in and engage in social media daily. LinkedIn is your business networking platform for most people, so you need to be on LinkedIn on a regular basis. But also, if you're networking on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or any other social media sites, you want to check in on a regular basis. Why? Because if you are not seen, you are not thought of. I know it's hard for some of you to understand, but most of us are thinking about ourselves. We're not thinking about you, not good or bad. We're just not thinking about you at all. So the more you're present, the more you engage, the more you comment, the more people will think about you, support you, and honestly, like you. Number 3, support others and they will support you. Look, this goes hand in hand with what I just said. If you have people that you're trying to build relationships with, what you need to do, honestly, is support and encourage them in their posts, in the comments of their videos, of their posts. Support them and they will like you. Does it seem shallow? It might be, but it definitely works. Number 4, befriend people with larger networks. This is not rocket science. Look, if you're trying to gain exposure and you have 500 followers and you befriend somebody with 50,000 followers and they start to support you and comment on your posts, wow, that will make a huge difference in you building your own network. So I'm not saying that you need to brown nose people or you need to be unauthentic. You should be honest. You should be authentic. But make no mistake about it, network size does matter. And if you can become friends with people who have larger networks, it certainly will help you. Number 5, last but not least, you want to join like-minded folks. So if you can find groups like Project Help You Grow, we're all about helping people build their networks and learn how to engage better on social media. Not to mention that, we also help people find jobs, or recruiters and employers who have jobs connect with those who are looking for work, and that's a global effort. So find like-minded groups. If you can find a group that's all about winning and it has the mentality that is similar to yours, right? That will help you. So don't be afraid to get active in groups. Not every group is active, not every group is friendly, but every group has a different reason for being, a different set of members. Find groups that fit your mentality, that also fit your niche, like what you're interested in. That will help you. And then be active in those groups. Okay, we're going to switch now. We're going to transition. Those were all online tips. And some of them you can use in person. Some of them you can't. So for the in-person networking now, as coronavirus starts to be contained, and I'm not saying it's contained. I don't think it's contained at all right now. I live in Southern California. But as it becomes contained with the vaccine or future treatments or whatever, it maybe just goes away. I don't know. But as it starts to go away and online events are no longer prevalent and in-person events become more prevalent again, I think they will. I think people are tired of online stuff, honestly. So when we can get back to networking in person, I think there's going to be a surge for that. People are going to crave that in-person interaction for a while. Okay, so here's some things that will help you as those start to roll back out. Okay, first and foremost, and you can do this online too, by the way. Ask questions. Ask more questions than you make statements. In fact, if you want to know the truth of it, if you're having a conversation with a new person, the winner of the conversation for network building is the one who speaks less, the one who asks more questions and gets more answers. That's the one who wins. So if you want to win and you want to be found interesting, don't talk about yourself. Don't talk about your products. Don't talk about your company. I know that's what you want to do, but trust me, that's not what other people want. They want to talk about their company. They want to talk about their products. They want to talk about their services. If you want them to take your phone call, take your email, connect with you on LinkedIn after the event is over, do yourself a favor and ask more questions than you make statements. Ask as many questions as you can about them. Let them answer the questions. They will remember that you made them feel important, and that's all they're going to remember about you at the end of the night anyways. So at the end of the day, if you want to be the one of the few people that they actually connect with on LinkedIn when the event is over, ask questions. I hope I drilled that in. Don't forget to smile. I don't know if you noticed, one of the things that I do constantly, and I have awful teeth, by the way. I just talked about that in another video that I made about headshots and photos. But smile. Show your teeth. Make sure you have good breath. Now, this is a super important in-person networking. I didn't even mention this in the article. I'm actually feeling stupid that I should have. So I'm going to edit the article and added it. But make sure that you don't have stinky breath. Look, if you're a smoker, if you're a coffee drinker, I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke marijuana either. I don't smoke anything. But I do drink coffee, and that coffee can give me halitosis. So you know what I need to do before I go to every in-person meeting? I need to brush my teeth. It's a good habit to get into, and I know some of you say, well, I'll just chew some gum, I'll do it. Look, that surface stuff works for like 30 seconds. But if you're going to sit there and talk with somebody face to face for 10 minutes, you need to make sure you have brushed your teeth right before you go to the event. Make sure you do not have halitosis, and then smile so you can speak to people with confidence and not worry about bad breath. So make sure you have clean teeth, make sure you're smiling, make sure you have a positive countenance. Trust me, it makes a difference. People will remember you if you make them feel good. If you come off across as a downer, that won't work. Trust me. Number 3, only give out business cards when it's absolutely necessary. This is not a contest. Look, when I was younger, I used to go and try to pass out as many as I could, and I thought I was winning if everybody in the room left with my card. But what I found out, what I really did is I irritated everybody. Nobody wanted to talk to me because they didn't even know who I was. I was just some jerk handing out business cards. So don't do that. Business cards, look, the number one thing, if you want to be honest, the number one thing that you can do before you leave, if you want to exchange information, is LinkedIn contacts. Get them to get their phone out and add you. But you need to have a conversation with them. Again, this is something that you don't need to be in a rush for. If you could leave a networking event, online, in-person networking event with 3, 4, 5 solid contacts, people that are potential customers for you, or that could be bird dogs for you, or help, introduce you to folks, that's wonderful. I would rather take 3, 4, 5 solid new relationships and even one, honestly, than 10 or 12 or 15 business cards from people who don't hardly know me, who I can't answer any questions about, and have no reason to take my phone call or my email because they don't want to get spammed, right? It's not a race to get business cards. You can have business cards. You should have business cards, but don't be in a race to hand them out. Hopefully that helps. Number 4. This works for online and for in-person. Your cell phone, look, we all have them, okay? You're not that cool. Put the thing away. You can answer the email. You can answer the phone call. You can answer the text. You can check your social media status after the fact. The only reason you need to have your phone out is to connect with people on LinkedIn because you said, hey, let's do a connect swap right then and there. Awesome. Or to take some pictures for you to use for social media purposes later. Actually, a strategy in person, if you can, take a photograph of the person that you've been talking with. Maybe even say, hey, let's take a selfie, right? And then you can write down who it was that you talked to right after you leave and you're not with them anymore, because that would be embarrassing. Open up maybe like your notepad or something and say, hey, the person in the red shirt, or if you're wearing name tags, that's even better, because then you can just take a picture of their name tag and remember who they are. That comes to my fifth and final point for in-person networking. You, my friend, are not too cool to wear that name tag. I want to tell you a secret. If I'm at a networking event and most people are wearing name tags and there's a person who isn't, I am not going to walk up to you and I'm not going to try and talk to you. Why? Because you're being antisocial. Frankly, I'm not too cool and you're not too cool. Nobody's too cool. If you're at a networking event, what are you there for? You're there to meet people. So open up yourself. Don't hang out with a partner, somebody you came with. Don't be afraid to. What you need to do is be approachable. Put that smile on your face and just go start talking to people, right? Ask them questions about themselves. Wear your name tag. Make it easy to read. Look, if you have obnoxious handwriting, what I suggest is you actually print your own name tag before you go to an event. Get yourself a little pin or a lapel, or get yourself a lanyard. I was going to try and find one. I know I've got one around here somewhere. But just walk in with your name tag visible, right? Easy to read, clear. You know, you don't want to get those cheap ones that don't stick on the suit or they fall off, you know, they peel off all the time. So make sure you have a name that's easy to read, right? In a font size that's kind of tall. So business card size, maybe 2 inches, 3 inches with majority. And I typically just go with my first name, but I think people do appreciate first and last name and company, honestly. So if you're going to pre-print one, have your full name, have your company, make it easy to read. And if you're wearing a lanyard, do yourself a favor and make sure it's double-sided. So no matter which way the thing's flipped, because mine, I'm notorious for it. I don't know what it is. I have it on one side and it's always on the back where you can't read it. I'm like, well, that didn't do me any good. You want to be seen. You want people to know what your name is. You want to come across as approachable and friendly. If you do these things on person, online, and in person, your networking will be way better than anything you've experienced in the recent past. Why? Because you're going to be doing everything correctly, my friend. There is nothing that I've told you that you shouldn't already be doing, but most people don't do them. Why? It's awkward. Most people are a little bit shy, a little bit reserved. And then you going there with some pressure because you want to make new connections so you can build your business. I understand that. We all do. But if you follow my advice, you'll make more connections. You'll make better connections. You'll make connections where they're excited. When you call or reach out to them, they're going to be excited to talk to you. Why? Because they're going to remember that you were positive and you made them feel good. You've basically planted the seed for a new friendship. The longer you wait to get into your pitch, in fact, I would say never get into your pitch, but that's another lesson for another day. Because when people decide that they like you and they decide that you're going to be their friend, you don't have to get into your pitch. You don't have to sell them anything. They're going to start to ask you, hey, I want to know more about what you do. They're going to want to naturally refer business to you. They're not necessarily going to naturally want to be a customer, but if you can show them that you're really good at what you do and you add value and they need what you offer, they'll buy from you. I promise. Anyways, my name is Ira Bowman. I run and operate Bowman Digital Media, and I hope that these networking tips help you supercharge your networking skills both in person and online. If I can be of any assistance to you, reach out to me. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me pretty much anywhere online. I'm here to help. Have a wonderful day. Good luck with your next networking effort.